I'm here finally with the Q&A video. I've been collecting your guys' questions on YouTube and Instagram, and now I'm going to answer them. I was going to try to record a different background ukulele track to go with this video since I've just been using the same one, but I didn't have time today. So hopefully my next talking video will have a different track behind it. First, a couple things about me, just basic things. I'm 21 years old. I feel like a lot of people think I'm like 15, but I just turned 21. I have 6 younger siblings ranging from 20 years old to 3.5. You saw a few of them on my giveaway winners video if you watched it. If you haven't watched it, you can see them there, a few of them. I live in Michigan, in southeast Michigan, which, by the way, if any of you live in the area of like Highland, Milford, I'll be doing the Huron Valley Farmers Market tomorrow. I'll be playing there. So if any of you live in the area, you can come and say hi. I am Christian, specifically Catholic, and God's a really big part of my life. And I am a college student. I will be going into my 4th year of college out of 5 for my bachelor's, and then I'll probably do a master's. And as far as a job, I'm a receptionist right now, and then I also just picked up a second job for this year where I'll be tutoring other college students. So that's about all I can think of, so now let's get to your questions. So the first question was, how long have I played ukulele, and when did I start, and how did I learn? And that really kind of starts way back with my guitar lessons. When I was 12, I really wanted to learn guitar, and so my mom signed me up for lessons, and I took lessons there for a few years, and that's when I really started like singing for people beyond things like choir. And so I did guitar for a while, and then I stopped playing for a few years towards the end of high school. And then when I was about right before I turned 19, I started getting interested in the ukulele, and I told my mom I really would like one for my birthday, and she was like, no. She said all she could think of was like Tiny Tim and like Tiptoe Through the Tulips, and she thought it would be really obnoxious. But she did get me one anyway for my birthday, and she did a really good job because this is like an amazing ukulele, the Kala KA15S. It's a really great ukulele, and I was really lucky to be able to start on it. And so I got this for my 19th birthday, which would have been 2 years ago. I didn't take any lessons for ukulele because if you play guitar, you can pretty much play ukulele. The intervals between the strings are the same. They're not the same notes. So like playing this on guitar, it would be a C chord, whereas on here it's the F chord, just because the notes are different. So I didn't really have to do that much learning of the ukulele. It was just getting used to having it be smaller and having just 4 strings instead of 6. So the answer to that question would be I've been playing ukulele for about 2 years, but it's kind of like I've been playing for more than that because I learned guitar so long ago. And then the last question there was, do you also play other instruments? And that just the guitar. I don't really play anything else. I can do a little bit of piano by ear, but really not that much. What was the first ukulele song you ever learned? I think when I first got the ukulele, I heard Hey Soul Sister, and my friends and I used to love that song in grade school, so I wanted to learn that one. And I just learned it by like listening to it and picking out what notes were in each chord, but it's one of my favorites to play still. How many ukuleles do I have? I have 3. I have the first one that I showed you, which I named Hani, which means happy. I have my Eddie Finn Thin Body Travel Concert, which is named Finn. And then finally I have my baritone, which is a Kala KAB baritone, which I named Barry. What am I studying in college? I am studying to be a teacher. I'm studying elementary education with a specialization in language arts and early childhood. I've been considering doing special education. That's what I originally wanted to do, and I'm still not sure if that's what I would like to do. I am interested in English as a second language teaching. I really like languages, and I know a little bit of Spanish and some American Sign Language, and I think that would be an interesting route to take too, but I'm studying to be a teacher. What does my recording gear consist of? I use, just as the camera, right now I'm just using my iPad. I use the front camera. And for my microphone, I just have this little condenser mic. It's like smaller than that. It's like that big. And it's called the Samson Go mic. And it's just a little USB mic that I plug into my computer. And what I do is I record the video and the audio at the same time. And then as I'm recording my extra audio parts, I record some of the extra video parts so I can use those in my videos. The program I use on my computer is called Audacity, and it's free to download, and it's pretty easy to use. It takes a second to get used to it, but I found it really handy. I especially use the noise reduction feature. It allows you to sample just a piece of like white noise that's in the background of your audio, and then you can take it out of the whole piece of audio, and it makes it sound a little bit cleaner and less fuzzy. And on occasion, as you probably know, I'll just use my iPad and not even bother with the microphone, because the internet at my house is it's not super slow, but it's just not the fastest. And so to get the audio from my computer back onto my iPad, it takes a while because I upload the audio to iCloud, then I have to download it on iMovie, and it can take like an hour for the whole process. Essentially, I just use a USB condenser microphone, my iPad camera, Audacity, and iMovie, and that's pretty much all that I use for my videos. What's my favorite band? I like a lot of different bands. I wouldn't say that I necessarily have like a favorite. I tend to like a lot of different genres too. Off the top of my head, Mariana's Trench, some Panic at the Disco, One Republic, Coldplay. I like a lot of songs from a lot of different people. I'm not really a big fan of any one band. But as far as artists in general, I think Tori Kelly is like my number one like favorite artist. She's just really, really talented, and she's a really awesome person. I think she'd have to be my favorite artist right now. And I also like Colby Kaye, I think that's her name. She has a really, really nice voice too. Andy Grammer has some great music. I like a lot of different things. What songs are you into right now? Right now, I really like one, Stained by Tori Kelly. It's one of her a little bit older songs, but I just started listening to some of her older music, and that song's really good. Fresh Eyes by Andy Grammer. Obviously, Closer by the Chainsmokers and Halsey. Everyone's been listening to that though. And as much as I hate to say it, the new Justin Bieber songs, the few of them, like Let Me Love You and Cold Water, they're really catchy. Any tips for gaining confidence for covers? I know it can be really like kind of scary if you've never done it before and you're thinking like, I'm putting this out there for the whole world to see, and what if they don't like it? Once you get the first few out of the way, it gets easier and easier to do it. So just get the first one over with. Really, especially on YouTube, like no one's gonna see it, especially like your first few videos. You don't really have to worry about a lot of people seeing it and judging it, especially if you're new. Sometimes a lot of people can be really supportive about that, but one day you just gotta tell yourself, just like, let's just get this over with. And it doesn't have to be completely perfect, because I know for like my first few videos I was like doing like 15 takes or more, because there was always just one mistake, one thing that I wish I could do better. And if you're doing just like a one take cover, it's never really going to be perfect, and so you got to figure out what's essential that you really want to have in your cover, and what parts are okay if you mess up. What's the dumbest thing you've ever done? Wow, just off the top of my head, my new second job, I'm going to be tutoring college students, helping them learn how to take this test that we all have to take before we can become teachers. I was supposed to take the test just so that I kind of know what the experience is like, so that I can come from some experience helping these students. I scheduled it like a month in advance, and I knew it was going to be August 24th, and I knew it was on a Wednesday, but for some reason at the beginning of this week I got it in my head that it was on Thursday. And the whole week I'm just thinking, like, I gotta take this test on Thursday, I'll study for it Wednesday afternoon, like, it'll be good. And then Wednesday, by the grace of God, my little brother came into my bedroom and woke me up kind of early. And so I went downstairs and I just like brushed my teeth and I like put the coffee on and I sat down on my laptop to do an essay I have to. And all of a sudden I was thinking, like, yesterday was the 23rd. Today's the 24th. And then I just like stood up and I was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just like grabbed a calculator and a pencil, which I didn't end up needing, and I jumped in my car in my PJs and I just like went all the way down there to the testing center. I got there a few minutes early and I just took the test and it went fine, but it was just one of the most scary moments of my life when I realized that morning, like, I hadn't studied for it. I had totally forgotten about it. I didn't know if I had everything I needed, but I still don't understand how I thought the test was on Thursday, but that was a pretty dumb moment in my life. What inspires the words of your originals, and do you do the words or chord progression first? The words just kind of, I get them from like my life around me. For Grow Up, I just was putting all my thoughts down about like the anxiety I have going into like adulthood and all the things that I don't want to leave at my home, and I just kind of draw from like my experiences and just put them down and try to make them rhyme. For the tune of the song, sometimes I have a tune in mind while I'm writing it down, but usually by the time I like get to my ukulele and like start trying to figure out a tune, I completely forgot what I had in mind. And so I just kind of make it up as I go. And then once I'm able to record it, then I can get it in my head better. And I think that's probably not the best way to do it. And the chord progression also just kind of comes with whatever the tune is. I just kind of play what sounds right based on like my experience with other songs. But with Grow Up, actually, the ukulele part came before the words. I was camping with my family and I was just messing around on my ukulele, and then like I got this part. And then that just kind of evolved into the more finger picking, kind of faster part that I ended up playing. How long does it take me to write an original? It usually doesn't take me too long. Once I start writing the words down, I can usually knock it out within like an hour, because I just have all these ideas flowing and I just get them down and I organize it into the verses and the chorus and all that. Do I have an artist that inspires me the most? And if I could pick any instrument to play, what would I pick? Like I said, the artist that I think inspires me the most is Tori Kelly, and I've always thought it would be really cool to play piano. I really like the sound of it, and that might be something that I still try to do one day. But recently what I've really started to become interested in is the mandolin. I just really like the sound of it, and I think either alone or played with, like, if I used it in some of my covers over like my ukulele parts, I think it would sound pretty cool. And so I would like to look into getting one, but that's one thing I would really like to learn how to play. So that's all of your questions that I have. Hopefully I didn't forget any. I'll probably be doing more Q&As in the future, and I'll let you guys know before if there are any other things you want to know, or you can ask me in this video and I'll just answer them in the comments. Thank you all for asking your questions. I hope I answered them well. I hope that this helped you guys get to know a little bit more about me. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you guys later.